time for some self-massage into the muscles around the jaw. Now we're going to start with a nice broad applicator, the palms of our hands on our temples. As we sink in and up towards the ceiling, we're opening our jaw, and this is creating a lovely, broad, gentle stretch right across the jaw and temple. I'm moving to a slightly different part of that tissue in the temples each time. Sinking in, pulling up, and opening the mouth. Sink in, pull up, and open the jaw. You can even try moving the jaw side to side. Is one side tighter than the other? And here I'm moving towards a glide. As I open the mouth, I glide my palms right up into the hair, into that temporalis muscle. Next, we're going to work in the masseter. So bite down, you'll feel that muscle pop up into your fingers. And now we're going to sink into that tissue and open the mouth, dropping that jaw open, feeling a lovely stretch between our fingers and the bottom of the jaw. Again, we can move to gliding, so we're not crushing tissue into bone. How about you glide through the skin, that connective tissue, as you open the mouth. You can even come right up into the temples again, softening all of that connective tissue. Now we can do a firmer lock. So this time really locking into that muscle as I open the jaw, and this is a deeper stretch as we're not moving our fingers. Lock and open. Again, feel free to do this from side to side if it feels different on each side. And work your way back right towards the ear into all of that soft tissue. If you find you're slipping on the skin, work through a towel or a piece of cloth, locking in and opening the mouth. So this helps you get that firmer lock. Again, lock in and open the mouth, creating that stretch. Working into a different part of the tissue each time you lock, moving around and opening. And now let's repeat on the opposite side. So again, locking in and opening the mouth. Lock in and up, opening the mouth. So we're not causing pain here, just a nice sink into the tissue, take up the slack, open the jaw. You know if you're doing this right, if you feel a lovely stretch into those muscles of the jaw. Next, we're going to work through that inside jaw, but on the outside. So place 2 thumbs under your chin, and now slowly and gradually, you're just dragging your thumbs around that inside of the jaw. Coming right back, and as you come to that corner, open the mouth, as you come right up to the ear, into that jaw joint. Again, both thumbs under chin on the inside of jaw, sinking into that tissue as you drag back. Around the corner, open your mouth, into the ears. And even pause at the ears if it's tender. And again, let's go 3 times through there. Opening the mouth as we turn the corner and up, sinking into the ear. Now we're going to open all of that connective tissue on the front of the neck. So we're starting nice and broad. So tuck your chin under a little bit, sink into that tissue, pull it below the clavicle, collarbone, and then you're going to throw your head back and gurn, choke, throw your chin side to side, move the head, play with this. Where does it feel good to stretch into all of that tissue at the front of the jaw? And now let's get a firmer lock. Again, sinking into the tissue, but pulling it below the collarbone. That's important so we're not poking around, disturbing nerves and things. So sink into the tissue above the collarbone, pull it down below the collarbone, then play with it. Throw the head back, side to side, open the mouth, close the mouth, move the jaw around. Breathing nice and slowly all the while. Now we can get a little bit more specific. So here, adding some rotation. So I'm locking into that tissue on one side and rotating away. Lock in, rotate away. Locking in and rotating away. And you can see that lovely stretch I'm getting through those tissues. So again, opposite side, sinking in, rotate away. here I'm taking up the slack away towards my shoulder and then rotating to the opposite way. You can't get this wrong. If you don't feel a stretch, simply move the other way, explore, and you see that beautiful stretching across all of that fascia on the front of my neck here. And now we're adding some side bend, again working through one side. I start above the collarbone but pull the tissue below the collarbone. We're in the connective tissue, and just side bend. So play with the stretching here. And now we're going to finish with trigger pointing. This can help relieve some of that tension and some of that radiating pain you get to the sides of the head and in the jaw. Now here we're going to have a dig around. Again, we're not pressing too hard, but we're looking for particularly exquisitely tender spots within that masseter muscle. Now if you find a spot that's really tender, we're going to hold it and we're going to breathe. Slowly breathing in and out, keeping that pressure constant. Note if the pain's getting worse, get out. That's a sign of strain potentially. But what you should feel is the pain stays the same, and after 30-40 seconds it might start to fade. Slow and controlled breathing, and you're just going to hold that pressure until it releases and you'll feel an ease. Again, once that's released, palpate around. Generally, if there's one trigger point, you'll find several. Find a tender spot and hold, keeping that pressure constant, slow, controlled breathing until you feel that pain start to fade. And just keep breathing until it's gone or just a niggle.